Hello and welcome back, everybody, to Bit Trading. My name is AJ, one of the mentors here, and welcome to another live stream. So, in today's live stream, as we always do, we are going to go over the technical analysis of Bitcoin, any other, maybe altcoins if you want me to look at those as well. I can take a brief look at Ethereum as well, but the main focus, as always, is Bitcoin because I love to trade Bitcoin so much. It's just, such an easy asset in my eyes to trade with really, really nice setups. So for me, trading Bitcoin is just, my favorite thing. Ethereum does have some really, really good setups here and there as well. So I do like to trade Ethereum. But enough of that. Let's jump into the analysis, see what is going on. Make sure you smash that thumbs up button if you do enjoy this content, and subscribe, of course, if you are new as well. Let's jump straight on into it. So first of all, let's take a look at the trades, right? So still in the short from the all-time high, and then I compounded it here as well. Okay, so I'm still in that short trade. This is I've taken a lot of profit off of this short trade, but I'm still holding a part of this short trade open just as like a hedge, like just in case we do see further downside, because we have to remember we are in bearish market structure. Gino, no, sorry, I've got the dog with me. We are in bearish market structure at this moment in time, so we have to just be aware of that. And I have prepared myself for the worst, which is another move towards the downside, right? Of course, I've taken a lot of profit off of this. The rest that I have in there, I'm not worried about whatsoever. So if it does get stopped out, because my stop is at entry, and we lose all of this, I'm not too interested whatsoever. Get out my way, buddy. So we've got that short trade open. We also have a long trade open as well. On this account, I've taken a little bit too much profit on it, but I do have a long on another account as well. And that is in some really nice profits still as well. Unrealized profits. So we entered into that long trade from the range low off of the failed auction of the range low. So as of right now, long from there. Okay, then what did I do? I took a short trade off the initial rejection off of the or the initial swing failure of this previous high here. We'll take a look at that on the Discord. So where was this? Right, so this was, I've got a fly roaming around as well. That's really annoying. Where was this? Sorry, it's further down. What am I doing? It's up here. I've gone past it. Where? Yeah, here. Took the short trade. So yeah, here was the first initial short that I was looking at. Right, I had this short planned for a while, and yeah, I was looking for the short trade. I took the short trade. It wasn't like the best, especially because it was on a Friday afternoon, like Friday evening. Entering into trades at that time isn't really the best, but the setup was there, so I had to take it, right? The setup was there, so I had to take it. I understood that it was Friday, so what was going through my mind was, right, okay, let's take profit a little bit early here, and that's exactly what I did. I took a TP1 at the VWAP because we understood as well. We're seeing a bit of a pump right now. We'll get onto that in a moment. But I understood, right, that we were using the VWAP throughout that day, okay, the session VWAP throughout that day as perfect support, right? Support all around here, okay, support off of the pullback here. Okay, again, support. This is where we took a TP1, right? So we used it as support literally all day. So that was kind of my thesis of taking a TP1 here, just because, right, Friday evening, volatility tends to drop off. So, it's not always best to enter into a trade on a Friday evening. And then we had the VWAP that we used to support all day. So, for me, it was just to de-risk myself. It's always good to de-risk yourself on a Friday afternoon if you have taken trades on the Friday. Initially, that is what you should be doing, right? If you're taking trades on a Friday, de-risk on the Friday evening, because then the weekend, and who knows what's going to happen on the weekend, right? Price can be absolutely flat, or we could see a huge move, right? This market isn't mature enough to see like steady price action on the weekends. I remember a few years ago when we would see huge rallies or huge dumps on the weekend, and we do kind of still see that now. But that's still like an indication that this market still isn't like fully matured yet. It's on its way. It is on its way, and that's why it's so nice to trade, right? Because it is on its way to maturity. Once it gets to like full maturity, that's when it'll be the nicest to trade. But at the moment, it's still a great asset to trade. So yeah, that was the initial short trade, right? Took a TP1 there. And then, yeah, as you can see, it was in some nice profit, right? $700 in a profit. And then I entered into a new trade, but we'll skip that just for now. I was away from my computer on the weekend, so I didn't really have much time to update the team. But then, yeah, as you can see here, I was updating the team, right, that I took a $268 loss on that short trade, okay? Being 100% transparent here, we take losses here and there, okay? That's that's part of the game, okay? You're never going to be 100% successful. You are going to take losses here and there. But what you want to do is get yourself in a position where you're like mitigating those losses, right? So I understood, okay, back here that, right, it's Friday. It's a Friday evening. VWAP has been respected all day, okay? So there's a high chance that we could do it again. So I've taken a TP1 here. I took 40% off. When did I'm pretty sure I told the team I took 40% off. I think it was on was it on a daily market update? It was on some sort of update, I think. Or was it on the questions here? Yeah, here. So I have taken 40% off the trade here and not moved my stop loss to entry, right? Reason I didn't move my stop loss to entry is because I understood it was a weekend, right? You can see a little bit of chop and a bit of uncertainty. So I was just, yeah. Remember, it all comes down to risk management, right? Exactly what I'm saying here. Implementing good risk management is key, okay? I understood when I should have taken profit, okay? So I took a TP1. At that time, I didn't think it was acceptable to move the stop loss to entry. If I did move the stop loss to entry, it would have been a profitable trade. But yeah, I didn't. Yeah. For me, it's like looking back at this here, okay? I entered into the trade and price remained at this level for 1, 2, 3, 4 8-hour candles, right? 4 8-hour candles. We remained at this level and then we got the pullback, right? So my thesis was kind of the same here. Like, what's the point of moving my stop loss to entry where we could do something like this, where we could like hover around the level, spend a few 8-hour candles here and then get the pullback, right? So that's why I didn't move my stop loss to entry. But yeah, initially, okay, what happened is that trade got stopped out. After stopping that trade out, I entered into a new short trade, right? It was more of a scalp short trade. I said to the team, okay, of course, I let them know that I entered into the trade. I said acceptable scalp short from the SFP, right? This is the short I took. Check the timestamps, right? Here, this was on May the 19th, 2024, right? This was yesterday, which of course was May the 19th, 2024. And then look at the time as well. This was at 12 o'clock. Okay, you can see here, this was at 12 o'clock here as well, 12 p.m., right? Updating the team in the like minutes, okay? Of course, not in the seconds because, it does take me time to put it into the Discord, but literally in the minute, I'm updating the team when I'm entering into those trades, okay? Updated the team why I liked this short trade, and basically it was just off of a simple swing failure pattern. Okay, now you can look at just trading view. For me, I would never do this. Okay, but you can just look directly at trading view and observe this as a swing failure pattern and then short it. Okay, I'd never do that. What I like to do is I like to go into order flow and actually look at what's happening within the candle. And what I established, okay, let's actually take a look at ExoChart so we can zoom in and we can see it a little bit clearer. Here we go, right? We had, okay, 2 bits of confluence here in itself, okay? So we had lots of longs opening up at the high, right? That's what you want to see first of all, okay? You want to see lots of longs opening up at the high, right? We can see down here, Delta, right, 11 million. And then we can visibly see here, all right, we have 2.7 million, 1.6, 1.9, 1.9, 4 million, 2.1, 4.2, 1 million, 2.6, 1.8, 500K at the top. Okay, so you can see like there's millions of longs opening up. Okay, and I was updating the team, I think it was this morning, and we were viewing this, okay, where were we? Where were we? Here, right? So this is how I was viewing it. Okay, let's get rid of the 8-hour analysis for now. This is how I was viewing it, right? I was viewing it as this is what 98% or 95% of retail traders are looking at, right? Okay, and it's even being, respected here, to be honest, but not too interested in it. Did I pull it from there this morning, actually? I think I pulled it from there. I think I was looking at it like this, to be honest. Right, so 95 to 98% of the market is looking at this like this, right? They're looking at an ascending triangle, okay? Ascending triangles are traditionally bullish. Okay, so what retail traders are expecting, okay, well, retail traders that trade like retail traders are expecting a break towards the upside here. And what are they going to do? They're going to long the break towards the upside because they're expecting a break towards the upside is going to give them a bullish target of $68,740, right? This is what like 95% of retail traders are looking at, okay? And, on the lower time frames, I'm sure we got a break. Yeah, we got a break towards the upside here. Okay, so why are we seeing so many longs open up on order flow, right? Why are we seeing so many longs open up? Well, it's because we got a break towards the upside of this ascending triangle, right? People are getting very, very bullish here. But I understood, okay, that we formed a swing failure pattern, which is like that first initial bearish sign, right? We're forming a swing failure pattern. And then we take a look at order flow. We can see, okay, we've got millions and millions of longs opening up. And then the POC, okay, where the most volume has been transacted, is at the top of the wick, okay, pretty much at the top of the wick, right? So that's like three confluences for me that all show signs of weakness, okay? All of those show signs of weakness to me, okay? And off of that swing failure pattern, I entered into a short trade. I let the team know that I entered into a short trade. Now, this is a very aggressive entry. Now, traditionally with a swing failure pattern, you would wait for something like this, right? Where you get the swing failure pattern, okay? Then you want to start seeing like some selling imbalances, okay, which we got here, okay, and we got even more here. So this was really like the confirmation candle right there. And then we had like open interest increasing with like negative delta as well. Okay, so this is what you want to see for like that strong confirmation. For me, I always enter aggressively. That's my preferred way, okay, because you get a better entry. But if you take the more conservative entry, it would still have been a profitable trade. You wouldn't have just got a nice of a entry, right? Okay, so it wouldn't have been as good of an entry. That's why I like to take the more aggressive approach. So I took the aggressive approach, okay, and as price is pulling back, okay, these people, okay, these millions and millions of people that have longed the high, okay, are going to have to cover their shorts if price starts to pull back by selling back into the market. So by doing that, right, they're adding fuel to the fire, okay, to that move towards the downside, right? And also what happened is that, we form a fake out here, okay, we then get a break towards the downside of the triangle. Now, everybody who longed up here is looking at this triangle and is thinking, oh crap, we've just faked out here. I'm getting wrecked. We've broken towards the downside. Okay, let's get out of our long trades. And probably, are looking to open up a short trade here if they're not scared out of entering into a new trade because they've taken a loss here. Okay, I remember back in the days when I first got into trading, okay, and I was actually trading these triangles and I was trading breakouts of triangles, okay. I initially, yes, like my first like 2 years of trading, okay, I would have longed this breakout. I would have been like, oh crap, let's get out of this trade. I'm getting wrecked here, okay, and then I would have seen the break towards the downside, okay, and I probably, I definitely would have been too scared to enter into that. Okay, going back and just thinking, I wouldn't have entered into this short trade here because I was too scared. That's what happens to retail traders when they're trading stuff like this, okay, because they don't have a full understanding of the market because they're not looking at real-time data, okay, such as the order flow. They don't understand what is going on, okay. So you got the fake out here. And then, again, right, triangles, they're acceptable to look at. I understand that, but I just don't trade them. Okay, we've got to break towards the downside. We've got to retest as resistance here, and then we've got to move towards the downside, right? Technically, your target is like down here. We did front run that target. But yeah, I would never, I'm sure a lot of retail traders as well would have shorted this, right? The rejection here, I'm sure many retail traders would have shorted that. And, they would initially have had a profitable trade, okay? But initially, I'm looking at entering in at the best possible time. The best possible time wasn't on the break towards the downside here. Okay, the best possible time was up here when you form that swing failure pattern, right? So yeah, that was the previous short trade that I entered into. Took some nice profit off of that. Let's take a look. So yeah, just going on back on this again quickly. Yeah, I forgot to mention that I was telling the team, right, this is a minor loss in comparison to the previous long trade that we entered into. But yeah, again, going back to the scalp short, right, we took a TP1, literally level to level trading, right? I'm looking at this as a level, I'm looking at this as a level, and I'm looking at this as a level, right? We have 3 TPs, possible TP levels here, right? I told the team here, TP1 on the short, right, of course, showing them here as well, taking the TP1. Still got some unrealized profit in there as well. Move the stop loss to entry here, making it a completely risk-free trade, right? Making it a completely risk-free trade now. Here, because it's a scalp trade, I like to take a TP1, then move that stop loss to entry. Could be a nice TP2 here, right? We've got another move to that low there. Remember what I was just saying, right? We have level to level trading, right? TP1 there, TP2 there, TP3. Okay, we front run, unfortunately, that TP3. Okay, we front run that TP3. And because I moved my stop loss to entry, I did end up getting stopped out of that trade. But remember, this is a risk-free trade because I've taken a TP1, I've moved that stop loss to entry. Okay, so initially this was a profitable trade. Okay, so we got stopped out. We literally, as you can see here, I made this sort of like joke with the team this morning. We swing failure patterned my stop loss and then got to move towards the downside. Of course, it's stupid, but yeah, it's just quite funny. We literally came up to my stop loss and then got to move towards the downside. But yeah, as you can see now, we are seeing continuation towards the upside, which is yeah, of course, good for the long trade that we are in from range low. So yeah, we can get rid of that triangle now. We don't need to look at that anymore. We can see here, we've got some sort of range forming, right, depending on where you want to take it from, right? So I was looking at this morning, right? So possibly the range could look something like this. We formed failed auction at range low. And then we've got the move up to range high here, right? TP1 at mid-range, TP2 at range high. Okay, now we could possibly look for a short up here, maybe. Okay, maybe I didn't take this long from down here. I took the short from here, but not the long from here, because I understood that this could also be the range low, right? There's no really clear level. And the reason being is because both of them look valid, right? And even this low, I really like this low here. And I wish we did come down and test it. Okay, tested it, but we don't have to, right? The market does what it wants. But the reason I really like this low here is because breakup, support, swing failure pattern off the high there, support, breakdown, retest, okay, retest, rejection, breakup, support. Okay, we just respected this level so well. So I was thinking on this move towards the downside, like, it would be nice if we could just come down and we could test this, take this low out, test this level of support, and then get the long entry. That's what I was favoring, rather than this level here. Now, initially, like looking at it, okay, if we looked, I went through it with the team as well this morning, right? Yeah, failed auctioned it. I could have been looking at order flow at this moment in time and possibly entered into a trade off of it, but you can never go back and say, oh, I would have longed this, unless there was like a very clear long entry, okay, or a very clear short entry. Looking at this, there wasn't like a very clear entry because, again, going back to this low here, I would have liked to have seen that low being taken, and we just front run it ever so slightly. So, in the time, I could have been thinking to myself, right, I'm probably just waiting for that low to be taken. But yeah, I'll never know, to be honest. I'll never know. Even though, okay, I have like reasons for entering into a trade. if I do miss a trade and I look back at it, and there's like no real, like in the time, if there's no, how do you say this, like direct and like set level to trade, then it's hard to judge whether you were going to take the trade, because here there are two levels that you could have traded. Okay, if so, like imagine like this low was non-existent, right? Say this low was non-existent, then okay, I could look back and say, oh right, yeah, that's the range there, because remember, we don't have any of this price action here, right? Ignore that price action. Okay, I would have looked back and think, oh right, that's a really, really simple entry. Okay, because we're going to have all of the liquidity from there as well. Okay, that's a really simple entry. But because we have this low here, which has been used as support and resistance before, it's a bit like, right, which level do you favor? So it's a little bit of a harder one when you have two levels like so close to each other, or price actually like front run a preferred level, because that lower level probably was a preferred level for me. But if you look at the order flow, right, this is good. Millions of shorts opening up, or like millions of shorts at the low, right? POCs at the low. Okay, you form a failed auction. It's looking good for a rise there. Again, if you're looking at open interest, right? Open interest is decreasing on the move towards the downside as well. So this is a weak pullback. You're expecting a rise. Okay, if you're expecting a rise off of this, then you're expecting these shorts to become trapped shorts, meaning that they have to buy back into the market. They have to push that price higher. That's exactly what's happened. Okay, very, very simple. So yeah, that's sort of what's happening locally, right? We could look for another short trade off of this swing value pattern. Okay, another swing value pattern off of the swing value pattern. Have to see how it plays out. We'll have to see if we get like a confirmed swing value pattern as well, because of course I'm not just going to enter any and every swing value pattern. It's not what I'm going to do. So yeah, that's sort of it. So like for what's happened, right? That's what has happened. I'm just trying to sort of like think to myself, is there anything that we can look at here? Yeah, there's nothing really that I'm interested in at the moment, like locally for any trades, to be honest. Yeah, so we can get on to like the main topic of the live stream, really, which is this crucial level that we are at. Okay, I want to talk about that briefly as well. That's sort of kind of like the main focus. Let's just have a play around with this for a sec. Yeah, so I think, yeah, so it was last week where I started to look at this parallel channel as like a descending parallel channel, because it has been respected so well. I really like this. And you can see what's happened here. And this is like giving me signs of strength, but then yeah, so I started looking at the parallel channel last week as more of like a descending parallel channel. Okay, you can see how well we've respected it. Okay, how well we've respected it. Breakup, support, support, resistance, support, resistance, support, all along there, right? We've got the deviation here, which was the fake out, which of course we took a long trade off of. And then you can even see like the mid-range, which has been respected really well as well. Okay, so you got a break towards the upside here, back test as support, move towards the upside. Okay, here, back test as support. Okay, like you could you could argue it as more of like a zone of support, or you could like zoom in. Okay, and if you zoom in, right, you can very clearly see you got the break towards the downside, retest, rejection. Okay, retest and the break, back tested at support, then the move towards the upside. Okay, support before the breakdown. Okay, back tested it as resistance. Okay, rejection. Then you got the break towards the upside, little support there, breakdown. Okay, so it has been respected. Move towards the upside, perfect rejection off of it, retested it. Okay, this is the most recent break of the level. What have you done? You've broken it, support, bounce. Okay, really, really nice. So this is giving me $70,000. This is giving me a target of like $70,000. I'm thinking to myself, right, if we're going to break this POC, because of course the critical level that I'm talking about, okay, that I said in the thumbnail and the title, right, is the POC. Okay, because right now we're trading at the level, right? We're trading just through the level. We're not trading above the level. We're not trading below the level. We're just trading in the level, like literally in the POC. Okay, you can see that we're trading above, below, above, below, above, probably maybe even come back below, above, below, but it's just not like there's no confirmation here, is there? So we can't really pick a direction yet unless we get like a clear break of it. We take a look at order flow, we can see nice positive delta, nice volume, nice open interest increase. Okay, these are all signs that we can see a rise towards the upside, right, to like value area high. And if we were to come up to like value area high, then our expectation is really, right, we're coming to the high of the parallel channel here. And that's of course going to be some resistance, but initially, right, we'll probably come up to the high here. So that's my thesis of like, right, looking at this, yes, support, got the bounce, right, this is nice. Okay, let's target value area high. Let's target like $70,800. But let's not get too keen, all right? Let's not expect that too much, okay? Because we've still got this POC here, which, we know has acted as resistance before, right? Big rejection, big rejection. Now, I understand that, right, we've rejected from it once, we've rejected from it twice. So there's a high chance that we actually break above it this time, okay? But again, right, we always have to remain cautious, right? We could still get a rejection off of this level. I understand that, okay? So, yeah, I'm just like, this is that crucial level, right? If we can get above the POC, nice positive delta, nice volume, okay, open interest increase, then let's target higher prices. I'm happy to say it loud and proud. Higher prices are coming. Right now, I'm worried to say it just because we're not seeing that yet, and we're just seeing consolidation here, right? Because I understand, right, there's still a possibility, right? Maybe we get a short trade set up from the high here again, and then we get a break of the range towards the downside, and then we see lower prices. There's still that possibility, right? Of course, on the break towards the downside, you want to see high negative delta, okay? You want to see high volume, you want to see open interest increase as well. Those are all like bearish signs for like a bearish break, right? A bearish move. So, yeah, right now is like make it or break it, okay? Make it or break it, right? We break above, we reject from it, we look for lower, okay? It's very, very simple, but this is like that key level that we need to just be aware of right now. So yeah, possibly, if we can come back down, I'd like to get into another long trade possibly, okay? More of like a day trade. But of course, again, I'm not rushing to like get into a long trade because I'm in a really nice long trade from down here. So there's no reason to rush into it at all. Okay. Again, as I always say to the team, I'm just remaining patient, waiting for my levels, and then I will trade my levels based off of the reaction, based off of the confluence, based off of the confirmation. Okay. I'm not going to take the trade, just take a random trade for the sake of it, right? That's not the way to trade whatsoever. Have a plan. okay, trade that plan. Okay, I understand right now, I don't really have like a clear plan for trading this here, but I understand, okay, that it's just simple range trading. Okay, simple range trading. If we come and swing failure this, okay, this high, if we swing failure it, okay, and we see something that we saw back here, right, where we get lots of longs coming in at the high, okay, lots of longs coming in at the high, we get the POC at the top as well, and then we form that swing failure pattern, then I understand, right, this is an aggressive trade entry, okay. Stop loss is, of course, going to be above the high, and we can expect a pullback there, okay. We can expect a pullback, and we could possibly take that short trade, okay, like we took the previous short trade, okay. We were targeting like range low, okay. We can do the exact same thing. So we form a swing failure pattern. We're looking for range low down here, possibly, okay. TPU1, of course, at mid range, then the range low there, and then from range low, right, we can look for a long trade, right, failed auction or a swing failure pattern of range low, take that up to range high, okay. Trade this range until it breaks. That, again, I don't have like a clear plan to trade this. It's just simple, right? It's just like, I haven't like planned to trade this, okay. I hadn't planned to trade this swing failure pattern here, okay. But I just understood that, we have this bullish and bearish Elliott wave count that I've been looking at, and both of them are kind of predicting a pullback at some point, and that pullback could happen here because I understand we do have that big POC, and I have to give credit where credit is due. Someone in the Discord actually called this swing failure pattern even before I took the trade as well. So we can take a look at the Discord as well. It was actually Ready. Was it? No, Legendary Vampire 51. That's who it was. Here you go. So yeah, price might make an SFP of the highs and still continue being bearish. And I said, you called it perfectly. That is exactly what happened. I purposely didn't reply to that message because, I just wanted to wait to see just in case that happened, right? And that's exactly what happened. And I traded off of that as well, right? Simply traded that, okay? So, that was it was a really nice trade, right? Really nice trade. We did front run the low here where, I would have actually looked for a long trade. In the end, the long trade came from here, but again, looking back on it, I don't know if I would have traded it. If it was a clear level, because we had two levels here, it's a bit harder. If there was a clearly definable level, then looking back on it, I could have said, okay, yes, I would have taken the trade based off of that. But here it's a bit of like I don't know if I would have taken the trade. So still got these trades open. Of course, we got stopped out of the short here because we moved the stop loss to entry, making it a risk-free trade, right? But patience, right? We either get a break of the range towards the upside, okay, or we can start showing bearish signs here again, and I can take another short, right? And then hopefully we come down to range low there, and then get a long trade set up. And we can look to long that. Okay, so then we have a short from up here, a long from up here, and then what you're targeting, right, is you're targeting like a TP1 here, a TP2 up here for the long. Okay, for the short, TP1 here, TP2 here. But you don't want to take, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, right, if I get a short trade set up here, I'm going to be taking maybe 25 to 30% off of the trade here, and then I'll take. Right, let's just say I take 25% off here, okay? I'll probably take another 25% off here. So I've taken 50% of the initial capital that I invested into the trade out of the trade, right? I've taken 50% out of the initial 100%, and I still have 50% left in the trade. My stop loss, of course, is going to be at entry, but I'm leaving that 50% in, and I'm leaving that to, possibly hit my stop loss, okay? But what the hedge is, or what the, what you're trying to aim for is to be on the correct side of the market when the range breaks, okay? So I want to still be fairly long on the market just in case we get a break towards the downside. Like if I long from range low here, say we get a long trade set up, if I take a long trade, okay, I'm looking to take like 25% here, 25% here, again, taking 50% out of the initial 100% capital, Okay, did I say 20% or did I say 25%? I think I said 20. Yeah, I mean 25% here, 25% here. Okay, so taking 50% out of the initial 100% capital that I put into the trade. So I still have 50% of the initial 100% capital in the trade. And then I'm waiting, right, for the break of the range, right? The range could break towards the upside. So I want to capitalize on that. Okay, I want to capitalize on that. So yeah, that's sort of how I look at trading ranges like this. Okay, it depends. Like if we get a really nice short setup here, okay, and then we're not getting if we're not getting the long trade set up, then I just won't enter into the trades, and I probably will take a less profit here because then I would expect another break of the range low. I don't know. It all depends on what order flow is doing. Really, it all depends on what order flow is doing. And of course, order flow can help you actually determine when you take profit or not as well. Okay, if you're getting a really, really strong move towards the downside, you're breaking level after level after level. What's the point of taking profit? If the move is strong, right? Of course, if the move starts to show weakness, that's when you're taking profit off of the table. Okay, when you start showing signs of weakness, because that's when you understand, okay, price is going to reverse from here. But if the move is really, really strong, okay, then you can hold off from taking profit, right? And of course, you need to have experience with that as well. So for beginners, I'd say more just stick to level trading and just taking profit at clearly identifiable levels. But then once you get a bit more experience and you really understand how the market moves based off of order flow, then you can start pushing your TPs a little bit further, right? Just pushing the boundaries, okay? And of course, when you get to that stage as well, you will be able to afford to risk that as well. But yeah, you'll be much more comfortable. And yeah, I do that sometimes. If we're getting a strong move towards the downside, I was telling it to the team when we took profit here, right? Was it? Yeah, it was here. So we got a move here, and we didn't get a break of the level and follow through. Okay, we just sort of stayed at level for a few seconds, and then order flow wasn't. What's happening in order flow? Was it this low here? But yeah, basically price just didn't smash through the level. It just held a few seconds here. And then that's where I'm thinking, right, okay, let's take profit here, okay? Because what I would have liked to see to take profit a little bit later, right, that TP1 is if price did something like, can I find an example, right? Like something like this, right? Where price literally is just falling and falling and falling and falling, okay? So that's when you can push your boundaries of taking profit just a little bit, right? Of course, you're not expecting another 10% move or anything. You're just trying to push those boundaries just a little bit, right? But again, you can't get greedy. You can't get greedy with it. Okay, you just push the boundaries a little bit, but do not ever get greedy. If you get greedy, right, you're never ever going to take. You're never ever going to make take profit. You're never going to make any profit. Do you still expect a pullback based off of the Elliott wave count? I do. Yeah, I do still expect a pullback based off of the Elliott wave, right? Let's take a look at that briefly. So let's just get rid of all of this, right? And bring up the Elliott wave counts, right? So whether we're in a bullish count or a bearish count, right, I'm still expecting a pullback at some point. Okay, whether it's here or whether it's a little bit higher. Okay, we're yet to, of course, know where it's going to be. Okay, we need to see a strong sign, a strong sign of weakness here. Okay, yes, I took the short trade, but there was no strong sign of weakness here. And then eventually, we took TP1, and then we got stopped out of that for a slight loss. Then we've got the scalp trade entry, but you're never expecting a big pullback off of a scalp trade, really. You're not really expecting that. So, yeah, for me here, for a short trade, all I can really see is if we push a little bit higher and we get a short trade, right? That's all I can really see for like a bigger swing short. Okay, but yeah, initially Elliott Wave is predicting another pullback. Okay, but that could take us up a little. That could take us all the way up to value area high, possibly. Right? We can be looking at maybe a pullback from value area high if we've got the confluence at value area high. We've got a weekly naked point of control up there as well. So yeah, there's possibility for a rejection off of the value area high. But yeah, if we're looking at Elliott Wave, right, we are still expecting a pullback. So what I will be doing is I will be, of course, looking for a short trade, entering into that short trade, and sort of using Elliott Wave to, expect like a move, like a bigger move towards the downside, right? And if we don't look bullish at where on the bullish count we should be coming to the end of wave 4, then I'm going to be holding a short trade open for longer to come down for wave 5, right? Because we're still in this, bearish count here. Wave 5 isn't confirmed until we break below wave 3, but you can anticipate wave 5, can't you, right? So you're looking for the end of wave 4, and then you're looking for a bigger correction. Of course, this can be invalidated, and we can, be looking at the bullish count, okay, which again could also be invalidated, and then you're looking at the bearish count, right? So we're just looking at it. So yeah, there's still a pullback, right? Elliott Wave is still predicting a pullback, okay? It is. And again, right, I don't expect price to go to all-time high from here. I don't expect price to just go straight to all-time high. Of course, there's a possibility we could, but I don't expect it. Even if we did get another rise, I would expect a pullback and then, coming up for wave 5. So, yeah, we could still just continue higher here, come up to the value area high, then get the pullback. But, yeah, we'll have to see where price starts to look bearish, okay? Let's see, because price is moving up right now. It's an okay move up. It is an okay move up. There was a day trade to be had as well. This more like another long trade. So this is a strategy that for any visionary members, this is a strategy that I might have to do this one today because this is a perfect setup. This is a strategy that I am making for the ExoChart series, right? This is a strategy, so I don't want to give it away. I don't want to give the strategy away, but basically I can see here daily open is below PDVAL, previous day value area low. Okay, we've got acceptance. Okay, so and then previous day value area high. So I don't want to give it away because I want to make it. I want to put in all of the information that you need to know about it. But yeah, let's just see what the trade would have looked like. So this was at 8:30 this morning. Right, we're breaking the high as of now. Breaking the high. Right, let's have a look at this long trade. And it's called a PDV setup, right? It's called a PDV setup. That's what I've called it. It's great for day trading. They just don't. It's just it's great for day trading, but they don't. It's an amazing strategy, right? It's got a win rate of at least 80%. Okay, I've never tracked it below an 80% win rate. It's really, really good. The only like slight issue with it is that if you don't get that setup on the day, you can't trade it, right? You can't trade the setup. There is one requirement that you need for that setup to play out. If you don't have that requirement, then you can't trade it on that day. So, you have to look for you have to use another strategy. Okay. Of course, I'm going to be doing loads of strategy courses of like loads of different strategies, but this is like my favorite one. When you see the setup, I personally didn't take the long setup off of it this morning. But yeah, 8:30 there. So yeah, initially that was the long trade. Stop loss, you could have put it below the low, but yeah, initially that's sort of like the long trade that I would have been looking at this morning. But yeah, of course, I'm going to do a detailed episode on that alone, because yeah, there are some factors. I don't want to give it away, and I don't want to talk about it, because I don't want to forget things, right? Because there are some requirements that you need to actually use the setup. You can't just like enter into the trade. You need to look for other things as well. But what's happening here, right? What's happening here? So we're getting lots of longs, right? 3.7, 1.6, 2.6, 1.3, 1.4. We've still got 22 minutes left of this candle, so we'll see. I may take this trade, right? Let's just draw out the range. So, I mean, open interest isn't increasing on this push towards the upside. It's actually decreasing fairly significantly, right? So again, we've rejected off 1 billion open interest. We're really struggling at this 1 billion open interest level. We're really struggling. And, I've been making the courses, right? I've been making the courses, and let me see. Which course was it on? I mentioned about this 1 billion open interest. Was it on the open interest one? I don't actually think it. No, it was. Yeah, it was. Sorry. Bear with me, because I've literally typed this somewhere. Here we go. Right. So this is one of the courses that I'm preparing, right? Let's just pull it up. So this is the open interest course. Okay, this is just my script. Okay, so it's but here, right? Whilst not typically recommended, it's feasible to analyze patterns in the open interest. For instance, in a past scenario, upon reaching the 1 billion open interest mark on the Bitcoin USD trading pair, a noticeable decrease in open interest occurred. Okay, so every time we hit that, well, this is previously, right? When we hit this 1 billion mark on open interest, right, we see a decrease. That's what's been happening recently as well. Okay, you can see we've hit the 1 billion mark on the open interest here, right? We've pulled back. Okay, we're hitting the 1 billion mark on the open interest now. We're getting a bit of a pullback here. Okay, here, right? We've hit that 1 billion mark. We've got a pullback on the open interest. Okay, just front on the 1 billion mark there. Yeah, we were nowhere near 1 billion there. Yeah, here, right, we've come up to the 1 billion mark, right, and we're seeing a decrease in open interest. So yeah, this 1 billion mark is acting as really strong resistance right now. which is, of course, meaning that price is struggling to get above, these levels as well, because that open interest is struggling to increase, right? To see price increase, we need like longs coming in. My EXO desktop shows open interest increasing. Yeah, what time frame are you looking at? Not decreasing in the 15 and 30-minute candle also. Ready, good to see you back here. Hello, my friend. So yours says it's increasing. Yours says it's increasing. I'm on the 30-minute. Does tick size affect it? I don't think. No, it doesn't. Tick size doesn't affect it. I don't know. Just to confirm again, Martin. So your open interest is increasing here on this candle that we're in. Previous candles, open interest has been increasing, but on like this candle that we're seeing right now, because yeah, mine clearly says that it's decreasing. I could open up. Bitcoin's only looking for short squeezes since last week. Yeah, so and I think, right, this is going back to, yes, the last candle. Yeah, so of course, right. So if you're talking about, so from my understanding, open interest is increasing on this candle here. The previous ones, it has been increasing as well. Okay, so of course, but we're now giving all of that back, right? Yeah, but Bitcoin's only looking for short squeezes since a week. Yeah, and I think going back to what I was just saying about this 1 billion open interest, right? This is very clearly, and again, like what I was saying in the course that I'm currently making on open interest, right? This is my script for anyone that hasn't been here, right? This is what I said. Not typically recommended. I'd never like trade based off of like solely what the open interest is doing. Like I wouldn't. Of course, I would trade what open interest is doing, but I wouldn't trade like solely off of open interest. I wouldn't look for patterns on open interest, right? I only look for like increases and decreases. But yeah, upon reaching the 1 billion open interest mark on the Bitcoin USD trading pair, a notable decrease in open interest occurred, right? That's literally what we're seeing. As of right now, every time that we're hitting this 1 billion mark, we're seeing a rejection right here, hitting the 1 billion rejection. All the way back here, right? You hit 1 billion rejection. And this is why price as well is like struggling to sort of like break out of this range, really. But yeah, this is looking good for a short trade. This is looking good for a short trade here. So let's go back. What was my... Yes, the last candle, the last SFP candle, open interest increase. Oh, do you mean the last? Do you mean this one here? Or the current one? The last swing value pattern. Let's go back onto the 30-minute. Swing value pattern that I took. For me, open interest, it was a slight decrease in open interest. But yeah, if yours says it's increasing here, then that's a bit confusing. The only thing that I can think of is check your settings, right? So go into the cogwheel here and see if the settings has affected it. Yeah, the one that just SFP'd. Okay. Yeah, I don't know, because clearly on mine, open interest is decreasing pretty dramatically. I don't know. Let me check. Let me just check other templates that I have. Let's just reset everything. Reset all settings. And then bring up the open interest here. No, okay. So after resetting all the settings, so this is now just reset everything to like factory, as you would like to say. And that's still decreasing. So yeah, I don't know why yours is saying it's increasing. Like I said, go to the cogwheel and just check the settings maybe. Check if, the settings are looking like how mine are. That's the only thing I can suggest. I don't know. Hopefully, I was going to say I could pull up the desktop version and check that as well. But this has never failed me. So I don't really know. The only other thing that I can suggest, Martin, is are you on the Bybit? That's the only thing that the only other thing that I could suggest. Are you on the Bybit US, the Bybit BTC USD? What else have we got here? Because we've got Binance. Like you can be on the Binance BTC USD. What's that doing? Yeah, you can see it's different. BTC USD, that's there. Okay, right. So I reckon. Oh no, that's a day. Oh, what am I doing? That's a daily. Yeah, okay. I reckon maybe because this is decreasing less. I don't know. Maybe you're on a different. I don't know. Yeah, just check if you're on the Bybit BTC USD as well. But to be honest with you, this is looking like a nice short, probably. This is looking like a nice short. I'd be looking for that. Of course, I'm gonna wait for the confirmation. But I like it, right? It's the exact same. Let's just walk through it, okay? I've got an episode coming out about advanced swing value patterns as well because there's an episode about swing failure patterns, but that's just like the basics. I want to do an advanced one where we're looking at order flow, right? And you can see here, right, all of the longs at the high here. Okay, millions and millions of longs at the high. Okay, POC at the high. We form the swing failure pattern. That's the aggressive entry. Okay, then we start to get the pullback. What do longs have to do? Okay, along the high here, they have to cover their position by selling into the market. Okay, as you can see, that was a pretty healthy pullback, right? Open interest is increasing as price is pulling back. Then towards the end of the move, open interest starts to decrease. Okay, that's when we can expect price to start to move towards the upside, right? This was a bit of a weak move towards the upside. So price, came and claimed that back, but then we saw a strong move towards the upside here, where now open interest is just pretty flat. Okay. But yeah, let's analyze the other previous SFPs that we've had. So this is the one that I shorted here again. So yeah, longs at the top, POC. Right, there was a swing failure pattern from here. It's a very small one, not really that interesting. But again, right, 4 million longs. Okay, you can see 500,000, 600K, 500,000, 800K, 1.5, right? almost a million there, 600, 1.2 million. Okay, so you can see there's a lot of shorts, a lot of longs opening up at the high here, and then the POCs at the high there. So if price forms that swing value pattern, which it did, okay, there's an aggressive entry, and then they're expecting a pullback for those, longs to cover their positions by selling into the market. Wasn't the greatest pullback off of there, but again, you don't expect a major pullback because there's only 4 million. There's only 4 million longs opening up there. Then you have this SFP here. So this is another way to look at it as well, right? So yes, there's negative delta here, okay, but still, right, there is like cause for a short trade off of this. And of course, this is going to be something that I cover in the episode as well, the advanced SFP episode, right? The POC was nowhere near up at the top, to be honest with you. So that's not the greatest. But yeah, so you don't need to have positive delta. There's another way to look at it, right? What you want to see is low volume coming up to form the SFP. Okay, you want to see low volume, which we're seeing here, and then like positive delta. And then what you want to see, okay, on the actual SFP candle is you want to see less positive delta or even negative delta. That's another way to look at it as well. So for me here, even though the POC wasn't at the high of the candle, which would have been better, this is still like, yeah, you could have shorted that. What other SFP are looking at? So there was this one here. It's always good to just like analyze them, right? POCs at the top, right? You got some longs kicking in. Again, you're not expecting a huge pullback there, even though, it was a fairly decent pullback. There's a failed auction. Is that a slight swing failure? Or do we front run? We front run. Yeah, there's no great examples here, to be honest. Here, this was a great example. POC at the top, 7.4 million longs at the top. 7.4 million longs. Right, you form the SFP, aggressive entry. Right, 7.4 million longs at the top. What's going to happen? Okay, when price pulls back, they're going to have to cover. They're going to have to sell, adding fuel to the fire. Right, and as you can see, right, what have I done with the open interest? As you can see, we got a big pullback. So yeah, let's just reset that. So you can see already, right? 2.8 million, 3.7, 1.6, 3.2, 3, almost 3.5, 350,000 at the top. Yeah. Price is finding really strong resistance here, and there's just lots of factors of it. Of course, like we can break above this, right? I haven't taken the short. Remember, I haven't taken the short. We can break above this, okay, and we can start to see strength. I understand that. If we break above it and we don't see any strength, right, then we're still not looking to short. We're still looking for that, failed auction possibly. I just don't understand. I don't see too much strength right now. just because that open interest is decreasing. So this candle is a short squeeze. I wouldn't consider this whole move a short squeeze, really. Open interest is very flat, so I just can't really. You just can't really judge this, right? But where we are again, look where we are again, right? We're at that 1 billion mark, and we're rejecting from that 1 billion mark on the open interest. That's the only like thing holding us back from going higher right now. I think it's the only thing holding us back. Sorry. But yeah, we can look for like trends, right? So I've hit the 1 billion mark there, right? Open interest is rejected off of it, right? Price has actually pulled back with it. Of course, it's given all of that back. Okay, we're coming up to, well, we're at the 1 billion mark again. Okay, so, is price going to reject again off of this, right? We're just literally looking at trends here. We've hit the 1 billion mark here. Right, we're at 1 billion here. Like this is what I mean, and this is what I meant about, what did I say? I said it's not typically recommended, right? I wouldn't recommend like looking at this as like expecting a pullback in price when you see open interest reject from here. Yeah, it's not. It's just nice to be aware of it, really. Right, let's. Hey, bub. Right, it looks like we might actually just break above it. If we do that, I'm not going to take it short. No? Okay. Maybe I will take it short. I'm going to enter this with like lower capital because if I do get it, I'm going to enter with low capital because no. Okay, doesn't look like we're entering into the short now. Doesn't look like it. Yeah, that's my dog ready. That's my dog. He's just chilling. I need to go and take him on a walk after this, to be fair. It's been too hot here in the UK. Right, no short trade, no short trade. It's been way too hot to take him on a walk. Sorry, he knows what the word is, so he's just like stood up. Yeah, it's been way too hot in the UK to take him like during the day. So what I've been doing is I've been taking him in the evenings when it's a bit cooler. As you can tell, it's hot. I'm in a I'm in a tank top. It is very hot, especially in my office as well. I've shut all the curtains. It's full of flies. Yeah, I'm clammy, sweaty. It's hot. Houses here in the UK, I don't know where all of you are from, but here in the UK, houses are designed for the cold, not for the heat. So when it's hot, okay, these houses are full of insulation. Okay, so when it gets hot, it's like a sauna and it just stays in. And then if you have all the doors open, all the flies come in. You can't win. You just can't win. You're either hot or you just have a house infested with flies, a fly infested house. So, yeah, I guess pick which one you want. Yeah, my office. I don't know if you can hear them buzzing about, but I had flies in here all day. I've been trying to focus on work, getting the episodes done, and they've just been buzzing and frustrating me. You are from India, okay? I know it gets really, really hot there. I've never been to India. I would love to go to India one day. I would love to do that, to be honest with you. It's a little bit hard. Like people say that it's easy to like make money from anywhere whilst trading, but it's a little bit hard because what people don't take into consideration is like the time zones. The time zones do matter quite a lot. I like to trade London, like London session or like London time frame. So like London 7 a.m. to London like 9, 10 in the evening. And then after that, like before that, of course, I'm asleep. And then after that, maybe I'm just away from the laptop or getting ready for bed or something. But yeah, so for me, that's why it's a little bit hard to do traveling. But at some point, whilst I'm still young, I do want to go traveling. And India is high up there on the list of where I want to go. I literally just want to go all across the world. I'd love to go to India. Ever since I saw the Top Gear special. Ever since I saw the Top Gear special in India, that's when I wanted to go. Right, so yeah, there's still a possibility we form like a failed auction here, to be honest. And I just realized you're entering into winter. It's like Australia as well. Australia, because that's where I want to go. One of my friends is out there. I was planning on like visiting him, but they're in winter as well. So I'm thinking, right, it's probably not best to go in winter because he says it's cold, like it's really cold. In the mornings, like it's okay during the day. What's India like when in the winter? Is it like cold or is it like warm during the day? I reckon in the evenings it's cold. That's just a guess, but okay. Oh, that fly is so annoying. Keeps coming in front of my face. Yeah, let me know what your winter's like. I'd be interested to know what a winter's like in India, because I understand it gets extremely hot there in in the summer. Yeah, I mean, so that short, sorry, has been invalidated because we haven't swing failure patterned it right. The only other option is a failed auction of it. The only other option is a failed auction, and then again targeting range low. That's all I see. Okay, so it's not too bad. Wait, let me just. um, It's very goddamn hot. Yeah, I bet. 45. Wow. Wow, that is very, yeah. I think, have we had a 45 here in the UK? I can't remember. I don't know if it's got that hot here. I think it was like 35. But then us Brits, like, we can't handle the heat. As much as I love it, it's just, yeah, probably because we 'cause we're just not used to it. But each year here in the UK, I'm pretty sure every year we've had like a hotter and hotter and hotter summer. Of course, that's down to global warming. And I'm sure, yeah, across the world, everybody's seeing the summer getting hotter and hotter and hotter. Right. What's Oh, that's nice. That was the weekly view at perfect support there. Again, I didn't take that long trade. Was there confluence there for a long? No, there wasn't even really any confluence for a long trade there. Um, yeah, right. So I'm not looking to short this unless, like I said, we get that failed auction. If we don't get a failed auction, right, then like maybe we get $70,000. But on that, I want to see open interest increasing. Really, I'm going to refresh this. Yeah, mine seems all good. Yeah, we've got none of those, do we? So let's. So if we're looking at like the bigger picture here, right? This is a good move towards the upside. I can't disagree with that whatsoever. This pullback, that was, it was a good pullback. Okay, that's fine, right? For another lower high. Okay, uh, higher low. Sorry, lower high, higher low. Okay, then we got a continuation towards the upside. So looking at this I'm on the 6 hour here. I don't even have to be on the 6 hour. Right, this move is good. Okay, this move is good. On the smaller time frames, yes, okay, and if you zoom in, right, we're getting a big move here now. Um, yeah, this is when you look at it, okay, yes, open interest is slightly decreasing, but then, yeah, you just zoom out and you see, right, okay, we're still very, very bullish, right? Open interest is increasing whilst with price, with price increasing as well. So, yeah, it's still like that hedged long trade that I took from range low all the way down here. High probability trade setup. Just amazing, amazing setup in general. From here, there you go. I've taken the long. That was on the 2nd of May. That was the best possible long trade setup to get into. But yeah, right, so POC here. This is what I was saying at the start, right? This is what I was saying at the start. I want to see this. I do, okay? But I need to see the confirmation for it. I need to see the confirmation for it. Right, open interest increasing now. That's good. Right, okay. Maybe we're getting a breakout here. Maybe we're getting a breakout. And that's a big increase in open interest. Right, look at the delta, positive delta. Nice, it's increasing. Volume, right? Nice, it's increasing as well. Right, this is a good move. This is a good move now. I'm happy to say, right, this is a good move, a good start to a move, as I should say, right? It's a good start of the move. Right, initially, right, what we were doing, okay, is we were showing slight signs of weakness here. You know, again, you saw my reaction to that. Okay, I was considering a short trade. I didn't get the confirmation. Okay, so I didn't enter into the short trade. Very simple. I didn't get the confirmation, so I don't enter into the short trade. And now what's happened? Price has risen. Okay, price has risen. Open interest is increasing. Positive delta is increasing. Volume's increasing. Right, this is nice. Okay, I'm happy to say now, okay, maybe we are going to get a breakout here. All right, there's a higher chance that we're going to get a breakout of this POC now. Okay, of course, we want to see this continue. Okay, we want to see all of this continue. Continued positive delta, continued volume, continued open interest increase, price increasing with it as well. Right, all of these things we want to see. Okay, and I'm happy to say, right, this is a break towards the upside of that range, right, and we're going to see at least value area high. Okay, we can look for at least value area high. Simple level to level trading, right? We break out of the POC. Okay, because yes, you know, you can say you've broken out here, but we haven't really, have we? We've just traded at the level. Right now, we're getting a breakout. This is what you class as a breakout, I would say. And then, you know, this is the target, right? Almost 70,000. That's the target, okay? Very simple. Look at that. Positive delta continuing to increase. There we go. 10 million, now 11 million. Right, these are all new longs, right? This is good. Again, what you just saw there was like a perfect example of what I go through like every single time I'm entering into a trade, especially a trade like this, where it's like you stop digging, where you're waiting for that confirmation. So, Gino, come here. Come. He's getting bored now. I need to take him out. Yeah, so again, yeah, that's exactly like my mindset, right? Waiting for that confirmed SFP. Right? If we get it, I'm going to enter into the trade. Why? Because I liked what I was seeing here. Open interest was decreasing. Okay, we had lots of longs kicking in. Jesus. So lots of longs kicking in, right? Open interest, you know, it is decreasing. Okay. POC was at the top as well, right? So it was looking good. Dog wants to poop. He's already done one today, to be fair, I think. He tends to only do one a day. He's getting very bored now. But yeah, again, right, it was looking good, right? The short was looking good. We just didn't get that final confirmation, right? I'm not going to try and catch, right? So like a falling knife, right? It's never good to catch a falling knife. So when price is falling, it's never good to like try and long that, okay? If you do want to long that, okay, of course you have to wait for the confirmation of some sort of like SFP of a level, right? Then you can long that like falling knife, okay? Because it was a falling knife, now it's not, right? You come into the end of it. Okay, and it's the same with like a rise, okay? A rising knife, Yeah, you don't want to long until you short until you've got the confirmation. Right there, I didn't get the confirmation, so there's no reason to short, and there's more of a reason to expect higher prices, which is what we're seeing now. That's good. Right, we're getting above 1 billion on open interest. Can we break 1 billion? Again, nice positive delta, nice volume, right? It's all looking good at this moment in time. You've even you actually swing failure patterned it on 15-minute. I didn't take the trade though. I didn't take the trade. I prefer to look at it on the 30-minute. That's why. Uh, 30. Oh no, 20 maybe. No, that's all right. Let's see. So you had that swing failure there. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't ever trade really I don't really. If I'm looking at a swing failure pattern on this, like, I wouldn't have taken that because I'm looking at it on the 30-minute here. I'm looking at this on the 30-minute. But what we've done quite nicely here is we've broken out of it here clearly, and we've actually back tested it slightly as support, and now we're getting that rise up. So yeah, for me right now, it's just sitting on that long trade that I'm in, right? So yeah, just sitting on the long trade. Still got the short trade here. Not in as much profit as it was previously, but okay, remember this was my hedged short trade, right? Just in case you were to get a bigger move towards the downside, which is still possible. Okay, it is still possible as well. But yeah, let me know if you've got any more questions, right? I'll probably give it another like 2 minutes, just because I've still got loads of things to get on with today regarding the series and the episodes of Exo charts, and then I need to take that monkey on a walk. Done for the day, no questions. Yeah, there's nothing really to trade off of here, to be honest. Like, yeah, I'm not going to trade a breakout. I'm not a breakout trader. I'm not going to trade that, right? When I was a breakout trader, I just consistently lost money. When I stopped being a breakout trader, that's when I started to consistently make money. So yeah, this is no long trade here from me. I'm long from lower, so I'm happy with that long trade. Anyway, yeah, I think I'll leave it there. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Good to see you back, Martin. Good to see you back, Ready, as well. Of course, for the Visionary members, I will see you in the Discord, of course, if there's anything to update you with there. And yeah, I'll see the Visionary members tomorrow morning for the daily market update, as I always do. And then, of course, we'll do a live stream tomorrow. as well, roughly the same time. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, everybody. Smash that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new, and yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing you wherever I see you, on the Discord or on the next stream. So thank you very much for watching, guys, and see you later. Just a quick one. When we trade a breakout, we will be the exit liquidity. Exactly. That's a good one to end on. Exactly right. Thank you very much for watching.